that means those options are being used, and the company gets a nice chunk of cash.
Okay.
In this case, they had 823,530 shares exercised at $6.83 each, and another 800,000 shares at $4.
Okay.
So that's a big boost to their available funds.
So that's a good sign.
Absolutely.
I mean, that means they can keep the lights on and keep doing their research
Exactly.
for a little while longer.
Yeah. It buys them time, gives them more runway to really focus on, getting that technology ready for market.
And how long does that extend their runway?
According to their statements, this should take them into mid-2026.
Oh, wow. So they're good for over a year.
Yeah, at least based on their projections.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That gives them some breathing room.
It does, and that kind of financial stability is really, really important for a company in this phase.
Okay.
It lets them focus on the long game, on developing that technology.
Yeah, without having to constantly worry about where the next dollar is coming from.
Exactly, and that can be crucial for innovation.
Okay, so we talked about the financials, we talked about the funding. Let's move on to those strategic advancements and partnerships.
Oh.
And the big one, the one everyone's talking about, is NVIDIA.
Yes, definitely a headline grabber.
So they officially joined the NVIDIA Connect program back on March 11th.
Right, and they highlighted this again in their recent earnings report.
Yeah, and they seem pretty excited about it, right?
They do, and for good reason.
Yeah. So what's the big deal here?
It's not just that they're working with NVIDIA, which is, a giant in the tech world.
Right.
But it's what they're aiming to do together.
Okay.
The goal is to build a proprietary foundation model of the human brain.
Okay, so what does that even mean?
So these foundation models, they're like these massive AI systems.
Okay.
They're trained on huge amounts of data.
Okay.
And then you can use them for a whole bunch of different tasks.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, they want to use all the data from Firefly's BNA platform to create this super detailed AI that can understand and maybe even predict different brain states.
Wow, that's ambitious.
It is.
So we're not just talking about diagnosing a specific condition. We're talking about really understanding how the brain works.
Yeah, it's about building this fundamental model of brain activity that could then be applied to so many different things.
And that's where NVIDIA comes in, right?
Exactly. They provide the computing power, the expertise in AI
right.
to make this huge project possible.
Okay, so I mean, if they can pull this off, it's kind of a game changer, right?
It could be. It could really position them as a leader in brain health.
Yeah, right.
Going way beyond just their current FDA-cleared platform.
Okay, so a lot riding on this partnership.
Yeah, high stakes, high potential rewards.
Okay, and then beyond NVIDIA, they've also